Hey, you guys, what's up? It is Coach Nye. Welcome to Story Time with Nye. For the ones that follow me from social media, when I was doing side chat with Nye, I thank you so much. I ask that you continue to follow and you continue to share. And for the ones that's new to this platform, I thank you so much for choosing my podcast to tune into so we can have conversations, okay? So today we want to talk about love. And I was going over First Corinthians chapter 13, and this is when Paul talks about the greatest gift. So, spiritual love is like selfless love, unselfish, loyal. Paul calls it the greatest gift of all. It is a fruit of the Holy Spirit. It is unconditional. It's what they call agape. That's the, God, agape love, right? So, in the physical realm, which is us here as humans, when we look at love in a way that it comes with rules and stipulations. So, it is conditional, meaning I love you until I don't. Now, Coach, now what you mean by that? What I mean by that is conditional love can be very selfish, stingy, mean, hurtful, and very unloyal. Okay? And when you look in the Bible, love is none of that. So, people will love you until you cross the boundaries, then somehow they pull their love back. But the problem is, you can't pull love back. Either you never loved that person or you love that person and allowed your emotions to pull you toward hatred, to give hatred towards that person, to attach the wrong emotion to it. Meaning, okay, most people, we grew up or were taught there's two emotions because we wasn't able to express our feelings, right? So there's two emotions. Either you're happy or you're mad. So if you're sad, you're mad. If anything that doesn't cause you to show all your pearly whites or make you laugh, that means you were mad, right? And that is so wrong. So now that you made me mad and I'm pulling my love back, know what you're actually doing is substituting that feeling because you love that person, but you're giving all these emotions so you can take your love back, so you won't feel that love. And that's what causes more problems. And it would be better if maybe you had a conversation, right? So anyway, let's give some examples, right? Let's use women. So females. There's three in a vehicle, and in that vehicle, you remember that white chick scene? The scene where she was, when they were in the car and they were singing and they was just having a good old time. So that's what's going on in the car, right? I mean, they just got through exchanging lace fronts and having a grand old time. And they hit the bump in the road. Well, that bump in the road has caused the uproar, pissed them off. Wigs done shifted to the left because it ain't glued down or sewn down, it's kind of just there, right? So now they go their separate ways. They go their separate ways because they got into whatever spat it is, whatever happened, they got into it. Now, these three friends grew up together and they best friends. They love each other. They've always had each other's back. So one go the separate way and take to social media, right? Airing out everybody's business because that's what she do. And then you got one that just stays loyal and just shut down and go inward to figure out what the problem is. It's always that one, right? And then you got another one that took it to the streets. Took all the business from all of them to the streets. And they got this going on. And after a time, two of them decide to make up. Because one didn't understand. The one that took it to social media, the one that, let me say the streets, because social media, I mean, you put something on social media about somebody and it's the end of the world. So let's say the one that's loyal and the one that took it to the street, they made up. They had a conversation because the one that took it to the street realized that it wasn't that deep. She just didn't know how to deal with it. She didn't know about the different emotions. Like I said, it's the 1 to the 2, right? Emotions, and she didn't know how to really deal with it. So instead of her saying her feelings was hurt, she just went straight into, I'm angry. So after they had a conversation, they was able to squash it because she understood that she loved her friends. She just didn't know how to cope with it. So those two made up. Now you got the third one still out there. Now, this is where it becomes really tricky how you approach situations like that. So you got one still out there on social media dragging her used to be friends. Now you can look at it two ways. Either she never loved you in the first place, she was always a frenemy, or two, she's dealing with the same situation that the one that took it to the streets dealing with. She just couldn't identify her emotions. Sometimes we're human, so some people are just so stubborn. It don't matter what you do. No matter what you say, once they set in their ways, they set in their ways. Either you stop being their friend or you learn how to deal with them, okay? And so they can either approach her and have a conversation, and it may not end well because, it can look like gaining up. It can look like a lot of things, right? I'm going to get too far down that rabbit hole. Or what I would suggest is you pray for them. Don't talk about her. Don't drag her in the mud. Don't you put out her business. Because you have to remember, you cannot say you love somebody and then treat them the opposite of what love is. So if that person is doing it to the other two, pray for her. Never stoop down to someone's level of ignorance. Ever. So that's would be my suggestion, because it may be later on you can have a conversation. You guys can sit down and maybe she'll tell you exactly how she felt and what made her feel that way. Maybe she will. Maybe she won't. Who knows? And maybe you'll be able to have that conversation and maybe you won't. But I tell you what, you don't stop loving and showing love. Always continue to be who you are. Always show up in your true, authentic self, no matter what. Okay? Because the abundance is tied to you. The person that show love, that shows an act of kindness, that really care about the next person, really want to see the next person do well. For a long time, a lot of people took my love that I showed as if it was something wrong with it. They would make me question myself and look at myself differently because they didn't understand. So when I realized, when I come into people's life, I am the blessing. Because you're never going to find, well, you can. I'm not going to say I'm the only person out there, but it's hard to find someone that's loyal and genuine and just open-hearted. I never looked at people in a competition. I never looked at another woman in a type of way. I never felt the type of way. I always looked at everything as love. I always looked at women as, oh my God, all women are beautiful because we can do something, that men can't. We can give birth, we can bring life into this world. Times are changing now, but I'm telling you what my mindset is and was. So what would happen is I would get mistreated. I come into your life and they would mistreat me because they didn't understand me. And I never changed who I am. So when I say never change the way you show up, continue to be you, because those people that you come into their lives and you treat them well because that's who you are, they're going to, 9 times out of 10, mistreat you. They're going to push you away. They're going to step away from you because they don't understand it. I'm not going to go as far as they're not on your level, they're not this. No, they just don't understand it. But trust and believe, they always come back. You'll always be the topic of their conversation when they're talking to their friends. You'll always be the one that got away, or this person was so amazing and this person was this. I never had that before. And that was your job, is to come into their life to show them what real love is. may not been able to be with that person or be friends with that person any longer, but your job was to come into their life so they can see what love is. You allow God to shine through you. You allow God to, God used you as a vessel to get to them, and you was up for the challenge. So with that, just understand that you're the blessing. Love, as long as you carry that, carry and show love to others, show act of kindness to others, do right to others, you will always be blessed with abundance. Okay? Love is the abundance. And so when people attach themselves to you, they get to experience that. But you have to be careful. You can't let everyone attach themselves to you, because that abundance can soon disappear. Okay? Remember, the enemy was brought into our lives to kill, steal, destroy anything that is a blessing from God to us. So love. That's why the world now, look at it. I'm so ready for the world to go back to the 90s when they used to sing good love songs. Oh my. It was just beautiful love songs in the 80s. Just beautiful love songs. Like, they wanted to be in relationships. They wanted to love. They wanted to, they didn't mind hanging out with somebody and showing love. Remember how you could go outside and stay outside all day? You didn't have to worry about all the craziness that's going on in the world today. So I just want you guys to know love is a gift. And it's not too many people that know how to show unconditional love. Love is not conditional. You can't just pick and choose when you want to love somebody. You either love them or you don't. You either love them or you lustful. You either love them or you low-key hate them. You know what I mean? So love. It's unconditional. So love. Always choose love and let love choose you. So if nobody told you today, I'm going to be the first to tell you. I love you and I'm proud of you. Remember, we are on this self-love journey, and I am rooting for you guys. If you haven't been to the Nye Fitness website to purchase your Trinity Walk to Self-Love Journal, please do so and continue to follow and share. Talk to you guys later. Bye.